for now. Hey, everybody. Hello. Look at that. That is so crazy. This is going to drive me. I just need this to work. Right. I need this to work. Hey, everybody. I love y'all. Happy, what day is it? Tuesday. I woke up thinking it was Sunday. I know. I know. I do not like this. They need to fix it. It drives me nuts. It really do. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Russ, I don't like it at all. You hear me? Hey, everybody. Hola, hola, hola. You are going to need your book one today. We are not going to give, we're going to give a little bit of energy to what's going on, but we're not going to give that more energy than we give God today because the enemy wants us to be mentally exhausted. Hey, yeah. So I look 6'2" because they got this stupid, I don't know, nephew, and I'm trying not to. I don't like this, but it is what it is. We gotta do what we gotta do over here. So we are not going to give a lot of time to what's going on. Is it scary? double hockey sticks. Yes. Does it seem like we are in the 30s and 40s? Yes. Did God prepare us for it? Yes. Right, right. Again, if you have never understood Circa's madness and her methods, please understand them now. We talked about things happening quickly. We talked about you do not know when it's going to happen. And God even told us, do not spend a lot on Thanksgiving. Don't spend a lot on Christmas. Do not bank on taxes. Did he not tell us that? Did he? Did y'all hear those statements in September and October and November and December? Did y'all? Mr. Nee said, yeah, yes. How about y'all? For real. Has it not played out exactly like he told us? Did he give us the foreknowledge of this? Down to the time limit, y'all. Family, if y'all never understood why, I'd be like, I gotta hear from God. This is why. There are so many people that are caught off guard today. But God told us 3 years ago it wasn't gonna be no medicine. You wasn't gonna be able to get all to hear my body is thinning up. You was not gonna be able to get no Medicare. The food, he over and over and over, he took us to things. He showed us. And yes, it is nerve-wracking all that is going on, but the devil wants to rattle the peace that we have amassed since we've been here. Do we have to move differently? Yes. 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 But this is also why God has been begging you not to buy anything that you don't need. I now see people saying, you don't need all that stuff. You don't need all that stuff. You don't need a health skin regimen, and I wouldn't be buying nothing unless it is this or that. That is scary. And did we not talk about it? Nephew, God has been telling us over, man, my Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. He has been telling us over and over and over and over and over for almost 1,000 days or over 1,000 days what was coming. To see it is different, but it's not like he didn't tell us. And hopefully you took heed at some point in time during your tenure at WOIU to let it sink in. You said it's a lot of people speaking your exact words on TikTok. Listen to me. I can't even take them as mine. Can I? Because there is no way the CERCA could know unless God told me. But at least he told us ahead of time. He taught us to cut back 3 years ago, to live on just what you need. Quit living to impress people. Quit living to trying to make people think and be what it is and not what it looked like. You hear me? Who understands people's hearts are going to be giving out with fear now? How many people you think woke up this morning and their blood pressure is through the roof? They are on edge and they are agitated, irritable. Can you just raise a hand if you are grateful that God opened your ears and removed the scales off of your eyes so that you could see what was coming? Are you happy he had you not worried about everybody else's business so that you could pay attention? I did not want to talk to y'all about the crazy stuff was coming. I never do. But I thought about it today. And I'm like, God, I would feel so horrible right now if I got on here and people are feeling the way they feeling and I had done nothing when God gave me time. I could have got on here and talked about 1,000 things. I'm for real. But this, today, I said, God, it's a lot of people. Yeah, they got to worry, but there's some things they don't have to worry about because you told us. You have been having us separate, prepare our minds, find natural remedies, learn how to cook from scratch. You taught us to not overspend, to find a cheaper way to do it. To think about the future and not just today. And I can't say thank you enough to him. because he didn't have to tell us nothing. To see my dreams coming true is surreal. All of our classes coming true is surreal. But I'm grateful that he did not give up on us. I'm grateful that every day he kept asking us to pay attention. He whispered in our ears, get ready, 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 get ready. Because there were things that were coming that nobody ever seen. It's never happened before. He told us about the books. He told us about everything. And as crazy as it is, I'm grateful he was talking to us. I'm grateful that he thought enough to take the scales off of our eyes, to not be worried about what the world was doing, and just to put our eyes on him, because that's all we gonna have in these next few years, these next few months. You are gonna have to know for a fact that God is telling you where to go, what to do, if you should move, if you should stay, if you, whatever it is. We gonna have to depend on him, because we cannot trust the media. We halfway can't trust our neighbors and our family members. But if you took the time to ask God to rearrange your finances and your mind, and to strengthen you and give you courage, you won. And even though it don't seem like it, you felt like you was missing out, you wasn't missing out on nothing. You was not missing out on anything. Because all of the people that planned those trips, and they bought all those expensive clothes, and they ate the extravagant dinners, are wishing right now, today, that they would have took the same steps you did. I can promise you that. Now they wishing they would have looked at that list. Now they wishing that they would have taken those extra stamps and taken that extra EBT or whatever else it was. They wish they would have stopped buying bundles and paying $300 and $400 every time they went to get their nails done to do what you did. They told you you fell off, you didn't. You know what happened? You fell on. You got on. Because the things that weren't valuable to them are now very valuable to everybody in the United States of America. And if you can't tell, well, what they did with the Ben and Jerry's, who remembers us talking about the locks on the cabinets back in December of 22? You gonna go and that thing ain't gonna open and it's gonna be food in there, but you ain't gonna be able to get it out. Did they not put a lock on them freezers? Oh, you won't be getting this. We don't care what y'all want to buy. You won't buy it. So did God tell us right or did God tell us wrong? You have to scan your ID to open the door. Interesting. This stuff that he did in the last week, it's a 90-day hold. Tell me what date is 90 days from today? Sarah. What day is 90 days from today? Monday, April 28th. Roughly 9 days before May 7th. Right? Hello? Y'all see what's playing out, right? You won't be able to buy or sell. Auntie, I seen that article about the shipping, the repeat offenders. Have you seen it? I got a word yesterday that if you're trying to receive your tax information, they're making you do a Zoom call for identification purposes. Got 3 pounds of mushrooms from the food bank today, sliced them up and dehydrated in that part. I family, as crazy as this sounds, we have begun to become, you know, a magic trick. Who? 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 You get me? This is why God didn't have us do a whole bunch of moving around. Because people that are always outside, it's hard for them to sit in the house. Y'all remember us talking about this? So God is making us sit down. So whenever we used to it already. You said what? Wait a minute. I think we have an idiot. Oh yeah, we do. I was just making sure we do. There's an idiot in here. My heart broke today when I seen all federal funds have been frozen. What about the babies? I hear you loud and clear. Now, who remembers that in the beginning of this, good morning, Tia, I was just sent, you was just in a what? I was just in the DMV and I can say, Tia, you were in my mind. Come on, baby. God loves us. And our class today is going to be about how much. But I know you feel it already because you can tell the people that don't feel God's love because they're always angry and looking for an argument. You said that part. Okay. They looking for something. What did the Bible say about the enemy? What does he do? What does the enemy do? Interesting. The enemy roams around like a roaring lion, seeking whom he may devour. He wants to hurt. He wants to have people not feel good. So you will know the people that are operating under the Spirit of Christ and deceiving. They come and they bring confusion. They bring strife. So you don't have to be deceived. Let them say whatever they want to say, baby, because that's the problem. A lot of them going to be real surprised when they meet Jesus. They going to be so sad, and we already read about what happened to them, how they going to just hang their heads and they just going to melt away. And I feel sorry for them because everything that we read in today has everything to do with what they're doing right now. So just understand. Don't be deceived, and they have to look like they winning. But that's why I put the title. We didn't read about the numbers and scores of angels. Remember, only a third part failed. That means there was 2/3 that still left, already on the winning side. Already on the winning side. Already. It don't matter what they numbers do. You hear me? It's twice as many angels still in heaven than it is demons. Do you understand me? Even when God lets the other 9/10 out or whatever else it is, it's still 2/3 more the good ones than it is the bad ones. But the people, the evils that don't understand, they think they get an advantage already. But that's because they don't read. Am I wrong? Who remembers the story of Joshua? The real story of Joshua. When he asked the sun to stand still and it did. Tell me how they won the battle. Because this is not no knowledge. But tell me how they won. What happened to them? What happened to the enemies? How did they win? CERCA, I went to publicly apologize to you if I ever made you feel like I was putting your life in jeopardy because I wasn't paying attention completely. Please forgive me, girl. I love you. I love you. I love you. We family. You hear me? They had strokes. Come on, Shaniqua. I love you. This is what we do around here. You hear me? But I'm not just worried about me. If we're going to play follow the leader, I need y'all to pay attention. Sometimes I'm not going to say it. Sometimes I'm just going to do it. And then if you notice a difference, soon as you be like, wait a minute, what happened to this? Oh, okay. You ain't got to. If I start running, you start running. It's the same thing on, you know what I'm saying? If I run, we all run. You hear me? Do you hear me? Don't wait to act, because I'm not going to stay there to tell you what happened. If you make it and say, what was we running from? Oh, okay. Then I'll tell you, but some things I'm not going to be able to announce. And you just going to have to use your eyes. I told y'all last week, I said, hey, you don't need to have no family online. Y'all remember that? You don't have no family. Who is my uncheck, 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 uncheck? What family? Who? I don't care what convention center you sitting in. I don't know nobody in here. Who? I'm familiar with the name, but who? You know, I could have. I mean, I've met a lot of people in my life. I don't, you know, I can't say. And now you understand why. Y'all understand even more why I said, baby, if you got loose lips, you can't be over here. If you got to announce everything that you do, you can't be over here. If you're not thinking before you move, you can't be over here. And we are down to 100, 200 people. I ain't sad. At all. I'm happy we got the time to spend. But, honey, when God tell me to move, babe, he said the ones that left like dogs and the ones that been down, separate them, bet. The ones that can't understand and the ones that's going to keep on saying the dumb stuff and think I'm going to keep taking sorries. Now do y'all see why I said sorry is not acceptable? You getting blocked. See where the frustration and the irritation came out of that? With all that has happened from 22 until now, I can see if I was just trying to control people. I ain't. But what I'm not going to do is put myself, I have not ever on a regular basis taking myself and put myself in a situation. I care about y'all. That's why I started telling y'all to pay attention to the people around. Pay attention to the people because this, start teaching your children certain stuff. I've been seeing the A-gams talking about they waiting on somebody to talk crazy. I have a video down recorded on my phone right now of a young man out on the East Coast. Said, I'm waiting on some little boots. I'm on. Literally, God can, and I'm not speaking no curse or nothing. I don't do that. But do this man realize, that's how I know they don't know the scripture, because the scripture says that feet that are quick to run, to do horrible things, they get cut down. He can be on his way to try to aggravate a person, and God can let all kind of things be stumbling blocks in his ways where he won't walk to go hurt nobody again. This is the time we living in. You ain't waiting on karma. And God know if you get the opportunity, you gonna do it. So then, be careful, A-gams, on who you think God is just about to let you whatever. Because he might, but ain't no telling what's going. Y'all remember they went and they got 10,000 of the Israelites, but 400,000 of them fell right after that. You said he spoke like Pharaoh and got handled like him too. Do you understand? The Agams have allowed the enemy to infiltrate their brain cells, not understanding that they are already at a losing space. They at a disadvantage because the demons that are fueling your hate are outnumbered already 2-1. This is biblical. Is it not? It is, because we about to read about it. We about to read about it, so you let they hatred. Because understand that all of the horrible thoughts that they can't wait to unleash pain and all of these horrible things on people. Do y'all realize they gonna be stuck with all them thoughts while they seeing us chill? Don't forget what awaits them. Because they made a person their God. They made an idol out of that man. They made an idol out of the skin that they have. Do you understand me? And all that I see throughout the Bible and all of the books that we read, did you go down with your idol? Do you not? Hey. So it don't matter how much Jesus they talk about. It don't matter how much they talk about purity. There, remember when we talked about one having a form of godliness and denying the power thereof, which is what they do. They talk about God's laws and they talk about God's ways while at the very same time looking for a way to break them. They do the opposite day in and day out on purpose. They go out of their way to not love their neighbor. They go out of their way to take. They go out of their way to inflict pain on somebody when God said you're supposed to relieve their pain. I'm not fooled. And you shouldn't be either. You are literally living what the Pharisees and the Sadducees did. You see them. Because God is always looking for a time or a space to show how big He is. Let me ask you another question. Do y'all remember in the beginning of this, and I said, it doesn't matter if you have a job, if you have a place, if you living in your car, if you whatever, God is still going to take care of you. Who had to learn that lesson while you were here? You had to learn that He could heal your body without medicine. Do you realize that's for now? You realize that's for right now. It wasn't for then. It was for right now. You all realize that that's for right now? The hole you did for someone else be the same hole you fall in. Come on. And God will keep them there a lot longer, which is going to suck because they're going to be left alone with all their thoughts. And then they will get to see the people in paradise who won't even remember them. The people that made them lose sleep in life is going to make them never be able to rest in death. Do you understand? This is what we read. This ain't nothing I'm just making up because I feel away. We read this. They will be tormented by their own thoughts of hatred and selfishness and whatever else it is. They gonna inflict pain on us for a little while, but they gonna have to endure it for an eternity. Because they didn't care about the people that had less than them. They didn't try to help nobody else. Matter of fact, they plan on taking everything that they can. And God said, you're not getting anything because I'm about to burn this bad baby down, or did you not know? He's already doing it. He's already tearing it up. They think that they about to get a clean slate. Ain't nothing on the earth gonna grow. So you could have it here, but ain't nothing gonna grow. The water will be too toxic. The sun won't shine. They're basically going to inhabit the same earth that Lucifer did. It is a real thing. Everything gone and void. Just burned up, tore up. What did they get? What you going to spend it on? You can bury money as far as you go. What are you going to spend it on? There's nothing. The devil got them tricked. Y'all know how he moved. No? He got them tricked. They really think they have a monopoly on what they're doing, and they don't even know. He's setting them up exactly like he set Beelzebub up. Is he not? Jesus is coming again, and he about to appear in the darkness. Boom. He ain't even running a different play. He's literally running. This why they didn't want Nicodemus out. That's why they didn't want us reading it. Because then we'll understand that, oh, this already happened before. Aha! Jesus folks was going through it. Okay? Stuff they didn't even deserve. And God said, that's all right. Come on now. You said money is good since it's made out of fabric. What you mean? What you saying? Yeah, there I was in the store this morning, and the man was saying the Queen of Hearts is going to do great things. I just shook my head. Baby. What's the number one ruling spirit of this realm? What's the name of that evil spirit? The number one. He's setting them up to take them straight to hell with him. Yep. Pastor Jamal Brown was talking about how he didn't put his hand on the Bible. Yeah. Deceit. Do you think the world is deceived? Most of it. Do you? You think they're deceived? Most of the world right now is deceived. They were deceived into thinking they didn't have to prepare. They were deceived into thinking that everything was always going to be the same. They were deceived into the thinking that they had more time. They were deceived into thinking that nothing was going to happen. Were you deceived? Hold on. You said I was just binge watching your videos from 2 years ago. I'm trying to catch up. I'm learning for sure. Just want to say thank you for being obedient to God, for really helping me in this time. You welcome, Pumpkin. And that's the only reason I don't want to. You know what? It is what it is. I'm going to try to make this be the last thing um, that you know I'm gonna try to make this the last thing that I take away, because most of our content is here, and I do realize how valuable um, this information is gonna be in this time. So as much as I want to take all of my stuff down, because it does make me a target, and I've been trying to figure out a different way, because I just saw something today. I was like, well, maybe that's that dream I had. Who remembers the crazy dream that I told y'all about that I had as to why I used to be nervous to speak? Y'all remember the dream? The first dream probably I ever told y'all about as to why I didn't want to do this. Y'all remember? It was a tight jacket. By the federal. Hold on, y'all. What? Okay, y'all. Okay, so I have a prayer request from the person to help me with my life, and she the one that prayed all y'all into it over here. So we gotta send up a prayer for her. Are y'all open? And I'm about to tell y'all what's going on. Y'all already heard about it, but here again, somebody that I be connected to. Okay. Please pray for my friend. She sent me this prayer request. I asked her to, but she asked me. Hold on. Okay, so the rebels are attacking foreign embassies in the capital of Kinshasa, where my son is. They have burnt down the French embassy. My son is over so many people, and he is trying to send families back to the U.S. safely. Please pray for him to have a safe return home, because he is staying to get families and their pets back to U.S. soil. His name is Marcus. Please pray for me too, please. So there is somebody that is connected to me, that is connected to my love. Y'all know how much I love her. She's like the grandma of WOIU. Okay? So please send one up for the people that are in Kinshasa, and the young man Mark Day. My Jesus. This is God is do this feel like the second half of the tribulation to y'all? Y'all saw the stock market crash yesterday? Did we talk about it? Labor pains. Labor pains. Y'all feel it? You only slept 2 hours last night. Y'all feel it? Release, Queen. You gotta release it. I've been crying, but just for everything that's going on. I can't be heavy right now. Honey, I've been letting y'all see right here. Only listen, I cried in the tub and I said I'm not gonna cry when I get in here. And then I cried. But for the people that are just stressed out, they're not ready. They don't this is the weight. So if you all okay, let me ask you a question. Once you saw all of that, you know your family members. You know your family members. You felt that worry about their kids, their wife, their husband. Who y'all feel that? You feel it? And I'm not trying to be funny. This is what I have been feeling. But in 2022, it was this heavy on me. So when I used to start punching my fingers and saying, get your stuff, what you all are feeling in the last 2 weeks is how I felt in 22, how I felt in 23, how I felt in 24. Understand that what you feel right now, and I'm not trying to say, oh, I know. Now you understand why I would not quit saying, please go get your stuff. Please do not wait. Please do not waste. Please only buy things that are going. You understand now. And I know y'all got kids. I know y'all got sick family members. I know. Because I had to walk around with it. And this is why I will come in here and say, I know y'all think I'm crazy, but please. Do you hear me? You gonna get it from who started it. This is why, Keish, y'all been, you got it. You have the tools to get the word you need. It don't just, you got the tools now though. Y'all have the tools. Whether you have access to me or not, baby, honey, I already know. My students got the tools. My Jesus. That was more important to me. I didn't want y'all to get it from me. That's why I just told y'all, go look, go seek, go find, because then God can come in, and whether we got internet or not, you gonna hear, move, stay, Go, lay low, be quiet. You've already been trained. This was for real boot camp. You've been trained to pay attention. You've been trained to look deeper. You've been trained to not take the first answer. You've been trained to pay attention to character. You've been trained to pay attention. You've been trained. It's for now. For such a time as this. While the world was carrying on, and when in my neck at Essie, I'm my Jesus, God showed us stripped. He stripped all that mess away and showed us. We bear ourselves, our naked spirits to God and said, I'm horrible. This is all of the things that's wrong with me. These are the things that I can't stop doing. These are the places I can't stop going. God, but if you don't want me to touch it, and this is going to stop me from being where you are, I don't want it no more. You've been trained. This is why we came here every day. I said, I don't know why God me, but he trained me to do this before I came over here. I was already having Bible studies 13, 14, 15 hours a day. Because he knew that I was going to have to do it here. Because the time was going to be shorter. So yes, classes had to be longer. Yes, more stuff had to be in there because we didn't have that much time. It would have been different if I would have found y'all 10 years ago. It wouldn't have had to be so hard, so compacted, so quick. But look, it's coming fast, compacted, and hard. Is it not? It's not just one thing happening. It's not just two. It's not just three. It's not just four. It is thousands of things happening. And if you don't know how to keep your eyes on God, if you don't know accelerated class, because the time has accelerated, nephew. Do you understand that we had people that came in here and said 3 years ago they didn't even read the Bible? Some had never picked it up, and now they are scholar level in some areas about the Bible. You hear me? You hear me? Them long classes be like, why you on internet all day and you need to do something else with your life and you learn all that stuff for what? For right now. Girl, you buying all that stuff and nothing, bro. Why is you doing all that? You doing too much, bro. Man, I'm about to go and I'm about to... Okay. For such a time as this. You making bread, girl? Ain't nobody about to be making no bread. What are you buying yeast for? You hear me? I thank God I met you. I wouldn't have known as much as I know now. God could have sent somebody else. He would have sent somebody else. For now and for so many people are blessed by your sacrifices and your obedience. But I'm grateful that God allowed us to do it. Do you hear me? Yes, our classes were hard in a number of ways. But are you not grateful now? Would you want to be a part of the group that was caught off guard? Even if you have minimal survival stuff, you're in a better situation than a lot of people. Even if you only started a year ago, you're in a better situation than a lot of people. But they talking about Canada has opened up its borders for social media influencers, offering them asylum because they know that they are going to be targeted. It just opened today or yesterday. This is why God didn't have me going nowhere. This is why He had me sitting in the house to get used to being tucked away. Don't have your face out everywhere. Sit down. Now I understand why God had somebody send me a vest. I didn't understand what the light switches were for. But now I do. Now I do. Now I do. And this is why I do not have family online. And I told y'all to go unfollow every who. It makes so much sense. I'm like, what? Why you send me this? Oh. I'll be right back. Sorry about that, y'all. I'm back and I'm better. Ugh. You know, what you gonna do? It's time. This is what we train for. But I do want you all to be mindful, and this is why I say no more numbers, no more hashtags. Not just because I'm worried about that, but because I want to be able to get information out as long as I can. Do y'all hear me? It ain't about my safety because I already know. God has already showed me certain things. It's just crazy that they're getting closer to, and I don't know exactly how it's going to happen. But I know, and I told y'all this, what I get to say is not going to be able to be said a lot like that. You heard me? You get what I'm saying? So while we can have class, this is also why I was saying that it might be a one-day product. But that's not just for me. Because as we can see with what's going on, they don't care about using kids or other family members to get everybody. Do you hear me? Do you understand? Do you hear what I'm saying? They are not above finding you and what connections you have to get you. That is not going to stop. It's only going to increase. Remember, we talked about a time that you weren't going to deny him, but you might not just be able to say right out what it is and what it was. You're going to have to check the waters first. Just like in the movies. A Distant Thunder, Mark of the Beast, Prodigal Planet, all of them. Just like you're going to have to test the waters. It ain't that you don't, but you're going to have to test the waters. You're going to have to try the Spirit by the Spirit. And God will give you what to say and what to do. Because it's going to come a time when we're not going to be able to connect. It won't be safe. Every communication we have is already being recorded. It will not be safe. This is why God allowed us to have as many laughs and tears cried and everything that you can think of. We got a chance to experience here births and going home services and marriages and, you know, graduations and anniversaries. We got to experience that with people that genuinely love to see us happy. Love to see us crying happy tears or purifying tears. We got a chance to experience some of the most amazing days before the dark days came. Right. That part, Queen. I ain't never gonna forget y'all either. And y'all mean a lot to me, and this is why I stayed on y'all head. And I stay on y'all head. Think about it. When you love a person, you gonna keep on trying to tell them. Even if they're not listening, because you want the best for them. And I really do want the best for y'all. Not just on this planet, but in the next life. You hear me? Do you understand? I didn't just want y'all to live all the fabulous. No. Sacrifice now so we can live good for a long time. Get rid of, shed everything off of this earth that is holding you back so that you can see God in a different light. Just think if God didn't give us this time together. we would probably be like a lot of other people, but we shed off so many things. We got all of that stuff off our back, so we are lighter. Even though, could you imagine this heaviness on top of what you have been carrying for 10, 15, 20, 30 years? 40, some 50, some 60 years. Could you imagine trying to deal with all of this and still having that on you? Even that was God's mercy and grace saying, let it go, baby. I'm going to take it because the load that's coming, it's going to be heavy enough. You hear me? And some people going to fall under the weight. Yep, the 2.5 years I've been here has been blessing me. I love this family so much. God brought us together for this time. He sure did. Thank you, God. Come on. Having to let go of us, I believe, the most painful part. Love you all. I'm just able to get on, and I'm releasing cleansing tears. Thank you, Father. Come on. I wouldn't have been able to make it. So look at that. Even in that, God gave us grace and mercy. No, I would be a whole mess and giving up on life itself. Exactly, but he gave us something to live for. He showed us a different way. He showed us that we knew this wasn't our home. So no matter what they do to this fleshly body, our spirit going somewhere else. Because we made God the most important thing in our life. Not money, not status, not whatever. His word. Think about the hours and hours and hours that you all logged in the Lord's library. When he go and look for the library cards, baby, yours was there almost every day. Clocking in at the Lord's library. You see what I'm saying? There's so many people in this last years that didn't spend no time with God. They spent time in church, but they didn't spend time with God. They didn't have time to read his word, and he is the word, and the word is him. But y'all dedicated time to seeking and finding and understanding and wisdom and knowledge, which are the things that he said we should obtain. And he said, if you get to these things, you're going to have a peace that surpasses all understanding. As crazy as this is now, and yes, I am human, and I am going through this with y'all. We all in a situation, one or two, or just even seeing our family members or friends or whoever being stressed out about it. It's a weight. But even in that, God still gave us peace. He going to let you cry about it, but you get right back up. I know I joke about leaving for 1 month. But just imagine if Dad didn't drag me back by my edges. Listen, I'm so happy. Some of y'all, he had to grab edges, toes. Some of y'all, he had to hog tie y'all and throw y'all in the back of the truck and just throw y'all in the dirt and drop y'all off. And I said, oh, we got another delivery. Oh, it's a people. Okay, go cut the ropes. Let them on in here. That's a feisty one. You might have to take them in there and put them in the room first. You might not be able to let them walk. Somebody might have to get the crane. Just bring the crane and get them in there, because they'll calm down after a little while. They're a little wild right now, but just give them a moment. They'll get used to it. We'll leave the door open so that they know they're not locked in there, but you can't come out if you're gonna be acting crazy. We gotta get you acclimated to the class. You hear me? He's been so good and loving, and still sometimes feel that. Girl, you gonna be all right. You said thick meat. Come on, the thick meat, right? But my feet straight. You said what? But my feet straight out the party. Listen. Some of y'all, we had to tie y'all to the chair. They had to scoot y'all, bring y'all in on a dolly. We couldn't even let you walk because you might run. So we had to tie you up and put you on a dolly. You hear me? Put you on the dolly and come on in. You hear me? Hungry for God's word is wild. I wasn't like that a few years ago. Come on, baby. I'm so grateful for Dad allowing us to cross paths. I'm learning and have learned much in the year that I've been here. Come on, Mama. I wish I could have been here sooner. No, at God's appointed time. Everybody say it with me. Everybody say it with me. No, we're not going to do that. Everybody say it with me. At God's appointed time. Say it with me. I need to see it. At God's appointed time, y'all. It's no times for regret. We met when we were supposed to. This is happening when it's supposed to. But it did not catch us off guard. There's no regret if God told you. You hear me? You might, if I would have met y'all 2 years earlier, y'all might not have received it and went on. Because half of y'all wanted to receive it in the first place in 2022 or 2023. So if I would have met you 5 years ago, oh, y'all would have been the other people. Y'all wouldn't have received it like the rest of the crazies. You see what I'm saying? You had to be tired. You had to want change. It was a whole bunch of stuff that had to happen up until 22 for you to open your ears and eyes and say, okay, God, whichever way you want me to go, I don't understand. And this, I don't know about this, but all of this didn't work. So what the hell? I'm trying something new. But God showed up and showed out, did he not? You said shedding all those onion layers. Come on. Did he not show up and show out in your life? Where you might have felt like he didn't love him. It's not no question if he loved you now. That's true. I'm not sure if I would have made the time to listen 5 years ago. Girl, tell the truth, Sarah, and shame the devil. They wouldn't either. They wouldn't either. I know. I'm still dealing with it in my personal life right now. I know I ain't run off a couple of times. I know I run off a couple of times, and he would have brought me back each time. I'm so grateful. Not you done ran off a couple of times. You said, yeah, like fireworks in a haystack. I have been searching for this for so long, but you might not have heard it because it didn't come from church, though. I was too busy trying to climb tall trees about 5 years ago. I had to listen. That part didn't drop. Listen here. My bangs would have been a little crunchy. Maury! Listen, come on, God's perfect time. I had to come here. Can't get back in on YouTube. Are you serious? They already playing? Here we go. You said, yep, I have been hard-headed. Then God's timing is everything. I'm trying to tell you. I left a couple of times, but I sneak back and stay in the back. Interesting. Why y'all leave? Why y'all leave again? Let me not be petty. Petty CERCA, go have a seat. Why you leave again? No, I'm just playing. But did I not tell you that you would? Did I not tell y'all that y'all would? Thank you for all I've learned since I've been here. God did it. Didn't I tell y'all? I said some of y'all's going to be here. I'm going to say something that's going to piss you off and you're going to leave. And then a time will go by and something's going to happen. That's not me being cocky. This is my life. Once you know your niche, you know how it's going to happen. And it happened in every situation you go into. These last 3 years have been amazing. You are so amazing for being brave enough, even though people are insulting you, and did not stop. Think of all the lost souls and uninformed souls you led to God. God did that. He called y'all. Y'all couldn't even came over here if he didn't call y'all. I'm grateful for the kind words, but remember I told y'all, God called y'all. It didn't have nothing to do with me. You hear me? He said you can't come to him unless he called you. It didn't have nothing to do with me. It really didn't. All jokes aside, because he had to call me too. Because I was out back in the day doing my thing. And I'm so grateful that he made me sit down. I hated it at first. I was used to moving and grooving, honey. What? I'm about to go. I'm about whatever I'm about at this time. The bag, the whatever I was about. I'm about to go get my money. I'm about to go do this. He said, sit down. I got something for you to do. You said I lived the rough. Listen. He said, sit down. But I'm grateful to God, and that's why I be trying to tell y'all, listen. Am I grateful that God used me to help people? Yes, very much so. Very much so. Right? But I know, you said, you know what, I do. And because I got to make you pay attention. You said it. Come on and do what you're supposed to do. It sure the heck didn't come from church, right? But see, that's the thing, though. You had to look in another place for God and not always where they say he is. You hear me? I stand by you too. You hear me? You hear me? Y'all had to look for God, not where they say he always was. He said, come looking for me. If I already know where you is, am I looking for you? But if you not there and I sit there and wait on you and say, God, I've been looking for you. He like, well, did you leave? Well, no. Well, did you go down the street and ask somebody? Well, no. Well, did you even go around the corner and see if anybody has seen me? Well, no. Well, then how was you looking for me? You ain't looking for me if you ain't moved from your seat. You got to get up and walk around and look indoors and look in windows, and you got to do something. You know what you did, and it's crazy because you got up and did something while sitting down. Did you not? Most of the time you've been here, you were sitting with books and paper and a tablet, looking up words, looking up. You didn't do a lot of moving around, even though you went all around the world. You studied anthropology, psychology, psychiatry, genetics, everything, agriculture, microeconomics. You studied war strategy. You studied migration. You studied all sorts of things, medicine, everything, homesteading, biology, all of it. You hear me? But all of those things made you know God that much more, did it not? It made you more interested, and you ask even more questions, did you not? It's a real university. It is. No matter what they're saying on TikTok, we know the truth. Somebody got to be the trailblazer. Moving on. I'm going to quit being petty. Culinary did. I'm gonna quit being petty. That's the petty circle. She just keep on whispering stuff in my ear. Don't worry about it. Don't even worry about it. My communicative skills have also improved. Come on. Hey, y'all. Well, you've been live. I'm just now getting it. Listen. Still asking questions and learning. Come on. Think about this. There's so many people saying they know who God is, but they're not going to know where to find Him. That's a scary thought. You said you don't pop off as fast anymore. That's going to be a unique skill for right now. Because there are people that are waiting to hurt you. And they are going to try to provoke you. And they are going to, but the mission, write this down. I need you to write this down. The mission is to get home. You hear me? The mission is to get home. Write it down. This is why God told us get rid of our pride, because it's about to be tried. That prideful spirit and bucking up and acting crazy, you're just going to have to be quiet. And it ain't that God ain't going to fight for you. You just going to have to let Him fight, though. I had to tell 2 co-workers what time we was last night. That you can't just say anything anywhere anymore. Listen. The mission is to go home. The mission is to get home. No longer short fused. Auntie Judy is going to be a great skill, I'm trying to tell you. Look at how even God taught us with that. Because
Everyone keeps asking me, man, why I wear so much Trump shit still even after he won. I'm telling you, I wear it because I'm purposely trying to run into one of these cute winter boot motherfuckers, dude. I've been training for this my entire life. I want to run into the cute winter boots because, dude, my work boots are gonna beat the brakes off your motherfucking liberal ass. That's why. Anyways, I'm in Michigan. Come and find me.
I thought he was going somewhere else too until the end. They thinking cute winter boots mean we putting our these on. They don't know they was talking about the icicle people, but that shows you their cognitive thinking skills. They don't know how to comprehend what folks are saying. They think we talking about them and we talking about ice. So if that don't help you understand who we dealing with, I hate to say it, I love y'all. Mama, they're down there talking about winter boots. You better go get your cowboy boots because they planning to do something to us. Did you hear it? I've been hearing it all over the internet. They're talking about those damn winter boots. We're gonna go, well, we got some hunting boots. We not even talking about y'all. But the enemy has played in their mind. Do you hear me? That we are the enemy. They're not bright at all. None of them. And this is why they hate to say it, other races, because we come with ingenuity. We gonna make it happen. We don't have to depend on someone else to do it for us. We'll invent it. If you don't want us to have it, we'll invent something else. We ain't going nowhere and trying to take over nobody's land and tell them who and where they from. It's only one, and I love my folks. It's only one demographic of people that do that. That try to erase everybody else to make them better. We just we standing 10 toes down right here. And we not even worried about you. When the slaves and stuff used to be out there chilling, it was always a white person watching. When black people go and we having a good time and they're not included, it's always a white person watching. Spanish people, Colombian people, Indian people. And then they take what they learn and they go home and they try to mimic it. If the only way that you can be the best is to get rid of everybody else, you already ain't the best. And everybody else knows that. And they don't like it, and so then that's it. Because ain't nobody coming and asking about their history. Don't nobody care because everybody in the world knows what it is. It is a history of mass murder, theft, abuse, confusion, chaos. Sherry, you different. I told you, if you in the family, this don't apply to you. But as a whole, if you mention white people anywhere around the world, even in places where everybody is white, there was another group of white people that came over and said, you're not white enough, or you don't act like us, or you don't whatever, so we're just going to take your stuff and erase you off the map. Right, whitewashed. The spirits are coming out to play this year, and they ain't coming to play fair. They are not. But you are not the best if you got to eliminate all you're supposed to run against them so that you get a fair chance. That's how you know you're the best. They don't want to do that. They've never wanted to do it. Oh, they not invited to the cookouts. No. So they can spit in our food, Sherry? Absolutely not. You know they eat people, right? They eat people. But they talking about they eating the cats and dogs. Well, at least that's the animal, baby. Y'all eat people. Stop. I truly believe that they are so horrible that they think everyone is like them. We are not hateful. Everybody keeps saying that. They are the ones that are full of the hate. I'm not embarrassed to be black, but it's a lot of white people that's embarrassed to be white. I don't care how crazy niggas is acting, baby. I am happy. And when I was with the Spanish people, they wasn't. I mean, we, as you can see, the only people that are ashamed to be them is the white people, and they try to make everybody else feel ashamed, and we don't. We just go kick it with everybody else, and it's the truth. Black people and white people, black people, Spanish people, they will teach you any Asian people, they will teach you anything they know. White people is the only people that don't want nobody to know nothing. That don't want nobody to know more than them. Every other country has taken care of white people, but white people ain't took care of nobody. The reason that these white people act the way that they do now is because Spanish women, black women, Arab women, and Chinese women, and they ain't raising them no more. And I hate to say it, that's why they beating on their mamas, because we ain't getting beat up by our kids. I ain't never heard of no Asian whooping on their mama or daddy. Now, it is some black folks that then got crazy and some Spanish folks, but most times they be on drugs or something. They don't be sane. They be drunk or angry or whatever. It ain't just no, oh, I'm about to fly off. Nigga, we too scared. Chanclas, switches, whatever else it is. Yeah, nah. Who, nigga, mama, no. You hear me? Right. My mom used to throw TVs. No, girl. Whatever she could get her hands on. If she, baby, listen, my mama throwing blows, babe. She about to choke you. Listen. Right. All of them. Stitching cords. She had a paddle. Before we got wood with a paddle, my mom had that big wood paddle with the tape on it, bend over. And she getting you as soon as you get out the tub, she snatching you out the tub while you wet. Who playing? No. Do you know how many grown men I've had? I have to see if I did it. Listen. All facts, no printer, the young thug. Listen. And never played like that. Yeah, no. Yeah. So it's not even that I'm being racist. It's not. It's the truth. If you go to any other place in the world, the only people you see trying to mimic other people for real, is white folks. Because, like, black people will make Asian food, and we going to use all they use, but we going to put our sprinkle on it. Okay? Spanish people might make some soul food, but they going to put their sprinkle on it. Do you see what I'm saying? Asian folks, everybody. Like, we'll take something from your thing, but we going to give you your credit, but we about to put the black on it, put the Spanish on it, put the Asian on it, put the... You don't never hear nobody saying, I'm about to put the white on this. I'm about to put my white magic on it. You don't... Girl, if they put salt, Sarah, and the meat don't be having no color, I'd be like, did you cook it? They'd be like, it's perfectly cooked. And I'd be like, it's still raw. That's chicken. Why is it so white? It ain't even no crisping on it, no caramelizing. It looked like you boiled it. It ain't no speck of black or yellow or orange or green or nothing. And why is you put mayonnaise and jello on everything? Oh, God, no. That part, Karen, me too. Hot dogs don't go in everything. My sister-in-law is so proud when she cooks. I'll be like, ma'am, you know I'm not eating it. Why? It's cheese and mayo on everything. Girl, I'll be right back. I love my melanated and mayo cousins. You know what I'm saying? But my mayo cousins, y'all done took white to the newest level. right, y'all. Let's get down through here because I'm gonna make me some food, and I got so many things I need to do, and I have not feel like leaving my house. And I know I got a package I ain't going picked up, so maybe tomorrow will be the day. And raisins. And y'all know I'm not like I love everybody, I really do, but we gonna talk about it. We cousins. I ain't saying every black person, every Spanish person, every Asian person, every Indian person know how to cook. I'm not gonna say that, but I know because I've been around a lot of white people. There's some things that just run in y'all bloodline. Like black people can tend to over season food. Well, it's the exact opposite for white folks. It's the exact opposite. I saw somebody saying, somebody said that white people say, you got the wrong one, buddy, and then black folks say, you got the right one today. You got the right one today. And it was true because everything that they said, we do say the opposite. Y'all seen them? They say you got the wrong one, buddy, and we say you got the right one today. I said, baby, I said, yeah, that sure is. It sure is. Yeah. And I say all of that, and yes, that is what they say, because that's it. That's the one of my favorites saying, you got the right one today. Listen, you said do. Listen. Yes. Bucko, buddy, guy. I have to have spice in the morning. I have taquitos occasionally. Something. That part. So we don't need this. We need this. This right here. I need you to get your book one. We already at an hour and a half. Coffee drinkers that like liquid coffee. Coffee drinkers that like liquid coffee, but we know it ain't gonna, no liquid coffee creamer. I suggest you go get you some vanilla powder. If you like vanilla or whatever flavor, try to see if you can find that flavored powder that you can mix in with your dehydrated milk, your powdered milk. Okay? Y'all already did? Y'all not playing. Y'all is not playing. Okay. I was just saying you can make some powdered cream, or y'all already learned how to make it. Good job. Well, y'all already 10 steps ahead, but I didn't know. And I know, folks, sometimes that coffee and cream will calm you down when stuff is crazy, because sometimes, y'all see, I be having to have me a cup. So, just in case. Add protein vanilla powder, too. And you can add protein vanilla powder. There you go. Look at how God had us making so many things from scratch, family. You're welcome, Pumpkin. Look at how God had us making so many things from scratch and learning. I got the biggest coffee they sell in the supersized powder creamer. Okay, but I'm saying you can make it yourself too. You can make it yourself, so just look into that. So, excuse me. Oh, we do need this. I haven't. Now they are staples in our kitchen. Come on. Look at how God had us buying bread pans and learning how to make pasta on our own. All of these different things. How many of y'all didn't have cookbooks in your kitchen, or a lot of cookbooks, and now you went wherever you went, and you have cookbooks about all, like bread books, books about, come on. Do you see? Think about how many people are going to be used to running to the internet, and the internet, you might not be able to get it. My favorite thing thus far is making butter. Come on. Come on in the room. Y'all know people told me 10 years ago, girl, ain't nobody about to be doing all that. I do not have time to be sitting at home making no bread and no pasta, grinding my own meat when I can just go to the store. I said, well, go on to the store. But when it ain't a lot in the store, you gonna wish you would have learned these here techniques that I learned, little buddy. Talking to my cousin today, and he's going to get me a mixer. I'm so excited. Come on. Come on. That part. Yes, tools, books, natural medicine, how to build books, cooking. Come on. You said it was the cheese for you. I got to make cheese today because my milk go bad today. And I waited and waited, but I'm going to do it today. That is my goal. So that's why we're not going to be on here long, because I don't want my milk to go bad. Every time I hear that song, I think about you, girl. Listen. Just think, that's why I say God bless us to learn so many things. You about to start canning, good job. He let us learn so many things here, things that other people did not deem valuable, but we now see how valuable all of those lessons. The things y'all taught me, the things I taught y'all, the things we taught each other. You hear me? I had no idea how to cook before coming here. Now I cook everything at home and make so much from scratch. Are you serious? Cassidy! Y'all hear that? You said, man, my husband loves me so much now. Yeah, the village is villaging. It sure is, honey. You said you, what? You said what? That made me excited. Yes, because I never dehydrated, and I've done potatoes, bell peppers, blueberries, and chicken. Come on. Come on. Look at God, though. Look at how he moved, y'all. Butter, homemade biscuits, homemade bread, everything. Listen, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. We learned food preservation. How many of y'all stopped wasting a lot of food in the last 2 years? How many of y'all stopped going out to eat in the last 2 years? We didn't even think that that was going to be a valuable lesson. And now they telling everybody, if you can make it at home, make it at home. Do not eat out. I've done more things from scratch in my entire 36 years than I've ever done. Come on. Come on. So everything that God was telling us 3 years ago, the news is telling the world right now, is it not? All of it. Dollar Tree got these seeds in mini greenhouse if anyone needs them. Okay, Dollar Tree got seed and growing stuff too. Making stuff. Spending all that money on the most expensive clothes and learning how to do it yourself, or revamp something, rehab some stuff. Like, we learned a lot here. We learned a lot. And I'm grateful for every bit of information. No matter how random it seems, we know now that none of it was random. I've been freezing my own peppers and onions and slicing and placing them in the freezer. Okay. Okay. I've been cutting my food consumption to 1 meal a day. Come on. God, he knew what he was doing. So, let's get to this. We're going to be bouncing around, but you're only going to need your Bible Gateway for one chapter. And then you're going to need your Old Testament Supergraphic, because we probably only going to go to like an hour and 45 minutes, okay? And then I'm going to get up, because as soon as I get up, my phone is ringing, and I'm having 2-hour conversation. So, here we go. Let's get through this. We're going to do a lot of running around, okay? Y'all ready? Okay. Well, let's do the book first. Let's do that. All right, Dad. So I need y'all to get your book 1. All right. So I need y'all to go to page 106 in book 1. And we're going to be bouncing around. We just going to do a bounce around. So don't be trying to read ahead because we probably ain't even going to go there. You ready? Okay. So book 1, page 106. Y'all ready? Well, I told y'all how y'all books went first. I said you're going to need book 1 and your Bible Gateway. That's what I said. Now, come on. Y'all ready? My husband was like, you think someone is going to poison you? And my answer is always yes. Well, have he watched the news, Keisha? Because they trying to do just that. Here we go. It says, and I lay on my bed sleeping, and while I slept, a great distress entered my heart. And I was weeping with my eyes in a dream. And I could not figure out what this distress might be, nor what might be happening to me. Then 2 huge men appeared to me, the like of which I had never seen on earth. And mind you, Enoch was living when the giants was alive. Their faces were like the shining sun, and their eyes were like burning lamps. From their mouths fire was coming forth. Their clothing was very exceeding. Their wings were more glistering than gold, and their hands were whiter than snow. Remember that. Again, the 2 huge men appeared to me, the like of which I had never seen on earth. I need you to say 2/3 versus 1/3. 2/3 versus 1/3. Two-thirds versus 1/3. Hello? Two-thirds versus 1/3. Remember that. They already fighting a losing battle. They already fighting a losing battle. Next page is 117. Page 117. Okay? Page 117. Say here when you get there. Okay. And another tree is near it, an olive, flowing with oil continually. And every tree is well fruited. There is no tree there without fruit. And every place is blessed. And the angels guarding paradise are very splendid. With never ceasing voice and pleasant singing, they worship God throughout the whole day. And I said, how very pleasant is this place. And the men answered me, this place has been prepared, Enoch, for the righteous, who suffer every kind of tribulation in this life, who afflict their souls, who avert their eyes from injustice, who carry out righteous judgment, to give bread to the hungry, and to cover the naked with clothing, and to lift up the fallen. Turn to page 118. And who help the injured and the orphans, and who without a defect before the face of the Lord, and who worship him only. Even for them, this place has been prepared as an eternal inheritance. Can I ask you a question? And we not judging not a soul. But do you see where paradise is, who paradise is prepared for? You see it? Did you see it with your own eyes? Who paradise is prepared for? The people that don't let somebody do somebody bad and don't do nothing. The people that made sure the hungry had something, that clothed the naked, that tried to understand God's rules, that tried to live by God's ways. We see who is prepared for. Right? You read it. And the ones that endured all kind of trouble, pain, and all kind of other stuff. So he said the ones that didn't live so good on this side, they gonna live real good on that side. The ones that was the head is now gonna be the tail, and those that was the tail is now gonna be the head. So the rulers of this world, we know what they're going to get, do we not? Okay. I need you to stay on that same 118. And I need you to go down to verse 10. Chapter 10. And it says, and those men carried me to a northern region, and they showed me there a very frightful place. And all kinds of torture and torment are in that place, cruel darkness and lightless gloom. And there was no light there, and a black fire blazes up perpetually, with a river of fire that comes out over the whole place. Fire here and freezing there. And it dries up and it freezes. And very cruel places of detention and dark and merciless angels carrying instruments of atrocities, torturing without pity. And I said, woe, woe, how frightful this place is. And those men said to me, this place, Enoch, has been prepared for those who do not glorify God, who practice on earth the sin which is against nature, which is child corruption in the anus in the matter of Sodom, of witchcraft, of enchantments, of divinations, and trafficking with demons, who boast about their evil deeds, stealing, lying, insulting, coveting, resentment, fornication, and unaliving, who steal the souls of men secretly, seizing the poor by the throat, taking away their possessions, enriching themselves from the possessions of others, defrauding them who, when they are able to provide sustenance, bring about the death of the hungry by starvation. And when they are able to provide clothing, take away the last garment. We go into the next page, right there to 120, of the naked, who do not acknowledge their Creator, but bow down to idols which have no souls, which neither see nor hear, vain gods, constructing images and bowing down to vile things made by hands. For all these, this place has been prepared for an eternal reward. All I want to know is, have they been tricked? Have they been tricked? Because what are they doing as of today? It's not all of that executive orders by man that is going against what God said, is it not? And if God don't get a hold to their soul, what we just read about is where they'll be going. So what really did they get? Because you're going to have to watch this earth burn, and then you're going to watch wherever you're around burning and the same torment, the same fear that you inflicted on millions and millions of people. Because not only the people in the United States are affected by what's going on, there are other people in other countries that are saddened, that are depressed, that are scared. So you, mister, are going, and Mr. and Mrs. and Mr. thinking y'all this power that man that gave you is something. Baby, do y'all realize all of the emotions that they put on everybody? That's the weight they about to carry if God don't change their souls. For eternity, not for 3 years. So we might have to go through 42 months, but they're going to go through a never-ending time of having to feel whatever it is that they made us feel. It's a lot colder in hell than it is here in certain places, right? They set fire to earth, but God said, have you ever felt dry ice? Good, because you're going to be laying on it for the rest of your life. And over there is no pain tolerance. Over there is no shock. Over there is no mercy. So the same mercy that pastor was begging him to give, and he got angry and offended that she asked him to be merciful, don't worry about it, sir. Because if God decided to send you to that place, it ain't no mercy over there either. Not from the torment and not from the torture. Because what you don't give, you don't get. Didn't God say it's hunger and thirst over there? Did he not say it's hunger and thirst? You know why? Because some people didn't care about another person eating. Somebody didn't care if another person was warm or had a covering over their head or even had anything to drink. And guess what? Get all you can get now, Mr. and Mrs. We with the Agam people, because the Agam people don't even understand. You're going to suffer on this side and the other one. The Agam people think they got power. Just wait till God starts flexing his muscles and saying, now my turn. My turn. I need y'all to go to page 130 down to 18. Surprise, surprise. You hear me? That part. That part. I think he went viral too. If not, again, I don't know if he ever did before, but he went viral too. That's so fun. I think they doing his stuff on like the news and everything, which is pretty cool. Because he was definitely a part of WYU. We was friends, so it makes me excited. Definitely does. Yes. All right, here we go. 130. It says, and those men took me up on their wings and placed me on the fifth heaven. And I saw there many innumerable armies called the Grigori. Innumerable. And their appearance was like the appearance of a human being. And their size was larger than that of large giants. And their faces were dejected. And the silence of their mouths was perpetual. And there was no liturgy in the fifth heaven. And I said to the men who were with me, what is the explanation that these ones are so dejected, and their faces miserable, and their mouths silent? And why is there no liturgy in this heaven? And those men answered me, These are the Grigori who turned aside from the Lord, 200 myriads, together with their prince Sataniel. And similar to them are those who went down as prisoners in their train, and who are in the second heaven, imprisoned in great darkness. And 3 of them descended to the earth from the Lord's throne onto the place, we on 132, Hermon. And they broke the promise on the shoulder of Mount Hermon. And they saw the daughters of men, how beautiful they were, and they took wives for themselves, and the earth was defiled by their deeds. Who and the wives of men created evil in the entire of this age, acted lawlessly, and practiced miscegenation, and gave birth to giants and great monsters and great enmity. And that is why God has judged them with a great judgment, and they mourn their brothers, and they will be outraged on the great day of the Lord. And I said to the Grigori, I have seen your brothers and their deeds and their torments and their great prayers, and I've prayed for them. But the Lord has sentenced them under the earth until heaven and earth are ended forever. And I said, why are you waiting for your brothers? And why don't you perform the liturgy before the face of the Lord? Start up your liturgy and perform the liturgy before the face of the Lord, so that you don't enrage the Lord your God to the limit. And they responded to my recommendation, and they stood in 4 regiments in this heaven. And behold, while I was standing with those men, 4 trumpets trumpeted in unison with a great sound, and the Grigori burst into singing in unison, and their voice rose in front of the face of the Lord piteously and touchingly. And those men took me from there, and they carried me up into the 6th heaven, and I saw there 7 groups of angels, brilliant and very glorious, and their faces were more radiant than the radiance of the sun, and there was no difference between their faces and in their dimensions, or in the style of their clothing. And these groups carry out and carefully study the movements of the stars, the revolution of the sun, and the phases of the moon, and the well-being of the cosmos. And when they see any evil activity, they put the commandments and instructions in order, and the sweet choral singing and every kind of glorious praise. These are the archangels who are over the angels, and they harmonize all existence, heavenly and earthly, and all angels, and angels who are over the seasons and the years, and angels who are over the rivers and the ocean, and the angels who are over the fruits of the earth and every kind of grass, and who give every kind of food to every kind of living thing. And the angels who record all human souls, here we go, key word, and all their deeds and their lives before the face of the Lord. You hear me? You hear me? You're right. I do know that. They are the first people that taught people to drink blood. Here we go. 134. And in the midst of them are 7 phoenixes and 7 cherubim and 7 6-winged beings, having but one voice and singing in unison. And their song is not to be reported, and the Lord is delighted by his footstool. Okay? Now, we're skipping over. Oh, no, we're not. I'm sorry. Right here, let's keep going. And then the men lifted me up from there, and they carried me to the 7th heaven. And I saw there an exceptionally great light, and all the fiery armies, yep, this is where we're supposed to be, here we go, and all the fiery armies of the great archangels, and the incorporeal forces, and the dominions, and the origins of the authorities, the cherubim, the seraphim, and the many-eyed thrones. Interesting. And regiments, and the shining ultimum stations. All right, let's go back up here. So God has incorporeal forces, archangels, dominions, thrones, cherubim, seraphim, and authorities. You know who else has those? Lucifer. But what's our ratio? Two-thirds versus what? One-third. So it doesn't matter that Lucifer has all of those because God has them too. But he got two-thirds more than what Lucifer has. So the odds are already, whether it looks like it's not or not, it is already in our favor. Does that mean that we are not going to have to be unalive? No, that's not what that means. But what we should know is there are two-thirds more good angels fighting for us than what Lucifer has fighting for him in this moment. Do you believe that? You read it with your own eyes. What does incorporeal mean again? Ethereal. What else? What's the definition? Not composed of by matter, without a physical body. So when you walking in a grocery store, you don't know that you got 2 security guards with you already. Maybe 10. But just because you can't see them don't mean they ain't there. Because it's 2 for every one of them. They don't have to see them. Just know they there. You remember when he said, look up, open your eyes and see who really fighting with us. They thought they had them surrounded. They thought it wasn't going to be enough. But God said, oh, you thought I let them think wasn't nobody coming for y'all so that I could keep them surrounded by my army. I let them surround you so that I could surround them and watch you let them fall by an unseen army. Get it? We the bait. We're the bait. We are the bait. Has to be a problem surrounding us so that God can knock the problem down. We already got 2/3 more, or excuse me, for every one of theirs we got 2. Do we not? We the bait for God to show how big and how many bullets he can stop and how many riots he can. Baby, we about to see God move in a way that the world has never seen. That's not saying we're going to be unscathed. We're not going to be unalive. We're not going to be put in no camps. That's not what that's saying. But we still about to watch God move. And I am ready to see the miracles. Miracles ain't just paying your rent and paying your bills, baby. It's some people that intend to take our lives. And God said, whoa, hold on. Them is my babies you messing with. But you're going to have to prove if you're really ready to lose your life for Christ. Did we talk about this? You about to have to put the proof to the pudding. But also, don't discount the fact that the first people that went through this, they couldn't openly worship God. This is why the Ethiopian has church in those dangerous places that were built on the inside of rocks in the middle of the desert where nobody was. You wasn't able, at times you wasn't openly able to worship God and say his name and all. You had to know that it was a brother of a brother. I'm the bait. Just call me Big Worm here from on out. That part. Somebody on the old house said her ex shot up her house while she was asleep, and she slept through it till the cops woke her up. What? Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. That's the only way to go better than going in your sleep. I'm trying to tell you. What we will go through only temporary. What they gonna go through is eternal. Come on. Come on. Come on. So they got a lot, but God got more. They got a whole lot, but he got a whole lot more. You hear me? They're people we can see. Our people, they can't. God said he gave us charge over angels, did he not? It's time for you to call in the troops. It's time for you to call in the cavalry, honey. It's time for you to call in the generals and Michael homeboys and his brothers. You got charge over angels. Why you ain't using them? Did God's word stop working because Trump then gave some executive orders? What about God's executive orders? They lasted way longer and will last way longer than Trump ever will. Then Elon, he said, I'm 3,000 years old. That don't impress me. My dad don't got a start date. And you only been here 3,000 years? You know the earth is 7,000 years old, right? Did you know? Oh, okay. God trumps Trump. Come on. Elon said he been here 3,000 years. My dad don't got a start date, boo. Big bang, take little bang. Big bang, take little bang. You trying to make us feel something because you feel like you old. That demon, yeah, these demons is old. And you're being used as a you got a parasite in your body, Mr. Musk. And we can tell because you got that brain stomach. It looked like the brain from the Ninja Turtles is living in your belly. You really do. So we wouldn't be surprised. We would not be surprised at all if that stomach opened up and it's some kind of little robot in there. We are not, we can see. What didn't I tell you when you got parasites in your body that your stomach blow up a lot of times depending on the parasite? And I can tell you this from experience. And you all have seen it in yourself. When a demon attaches to a person, can't you see it? Whether it's a demon of sadness, a demon of lust, a demon of unaliving, a demon of sketchiness, a demon of deception. You can see it in the physical body. But can you see the demon? No. But you can see, just like with a parasite, the stuff that it gives off, it starts to affect the natural body. Boy, we know you got something living in there. You ain't tricked us. We been knowing. You said they both got bellies like that and do. I believe when that man starts stuttering, that it be that spirit speaking through him. Because there are some times where he speaks completely clearly. Right? If you've ever spoken tongues, you know you'll be talking in regular words and your tongue will start to move on its own. The Holy Spirit will start to speak out of you. I believe it's the reverse for him. I believe it's a spirit speaking out of him that be tripping up his words, but it is because it is a snake tongue. It is a forked tongue. And if you can't tell, I told y'all, Donald Trump speak with a forked tongue. probably going to have a class a little later because I'm going to read this last little bit and then we'll get back to what I wanted to show y'all. But we're going to do this real quick. He looked like a salamander to me anyway. He showed, dude. They just, like, don't let the demons use your body. I have seen a dark spirit come out of someone's body that I know. It's a real thing. All right. So, I need y'all to go to page 167 for me real quick, and then we gonna come back to the middle of this, and then we're gonna go somewhere else, okay? Page 167, please go down to page, 166. And then I need you to go down to 42. 167, 42. Down to chapter 42. Or, 166. Okay. It says, and I saw the key holders and the guards of the gates of hell standing as large as serpents, with their faces like lamps that have been extinguished, and their eyes aflame, and their teeth naked down to their breast. And I said to their faces, it would have been better if I had not seen you, nor heard about your activities, nor that any member of my tribe have been brought to you. To what a small extent they have sinned in this life, but in the eternal life they will suffer forever. Can we read that again? He said, and I saw the key holders and the guards of the gates of hell standing as large as serpents, with their faces like lamps that have been extinguished, and their eyes aflame, and their teeth naked down to their breast. And I said to their faces, it would have been better if I had not seen you, nor heard about your activities, nor that any member of my tribe had been brought to you. To what a small extent they have sinned in this life, but in the eternal life they will suffer forever. Is that not crazy? So they are bringing terror to us. They are bringing terror to the world. But baby, the terror that they gonna see, it ain't this little bit. They the big bad wolf now, but God got wolves that's bigger and badder and scarier. Okay. I need you to go real quick to page 140. Go back to 140, y'all. We all over the place because I'm trying to get y'all to see something. Page 140. Poor little Tink Tinks. I'm trying to tell you. So go down here. And it says, right almost at the bottom, right before 24, it says, for all the souls are prepared for eternity, before the consumption of the earth. And I sat down for a second period of 30 days and 30 nights. And I wrote everything accurately. And I wrote 366 books. Okay? And then I need y'all to turn to the next page, which is 142. And it says, and the Lord called me, and he said to me, Enoch, sit to the left of me with Gabriel. And I did obeisance to the Lord. And the Lord spoke to me, Enoch, beloved, whatever you see, and whatever things are standing still or moving about were brought to perfection by me. And I myself will explain it to you. Before anything existed at all, from the very beginning, whatever exists, I created from the non existent, and from the invisible, the visible. Listen, Enoch, and pay attention to these words of mine, for not even to my angels have I explained my secrets, nor related them their origin, nor my endlessness or inconceivableness as I devise the creatures, as I am making them known to you today. For before any visible things had come into existence, I, the one, moved around in the invisible things like the sun from the east to the west and from the west to the east. But the sun has rest in himself. Yet I did not find rest, because everything was not yet created. And I thought up the idea of establishing a foundation to create a visible creation. God said, I was the first one here. I was the first. Before anything you see and don't see, I was here. I was here. Now, one last page, and then we're going to go to where we're getting ready to go to. So, 156, please. Page 156. Tell me when you're over there. Excuse me. All right. It says, on the 8th day, I likewise appointed so that the 8th day might be the first created of my week, and that it should revolve in the revolution of 7,000, so that the 8,000 might be in the beginning of time, not reckoned and unending, neither years, nor months, nor weeks, nor days, nor hours, like the first day of the week, so that the 8th day of the week might return continually. And now, Enoch, whatever I've told you, and whatever you have understood, and whatever you have seen in the heavens, and whatever you have seen on earth, and whatever I have written in the books, by my supreme wisdom, all these things I planned to accomplish. And I created them from the highest foundation to the lowest and to the end. And there is no advisor, no successor, and no successor to my creation. I am self-eternal and made not made by hands. My thought is without change. My wisdom is my advisor, and my deed is my word. And my eyes look at all things. If I look at all things, they stand still and shake with terror. But if I should turn my face away, then all things would perish. Interesting. Apply your mind, Enoch, and acknowledge the one who is speaking to you. And you take the books which you yourself have written, and I give you Samolia or Samala and Ragulia or Regalia, we're going to call him Rag, who brought you up to me, and you go down onto the earth and tell your sons all that I have told you and everything that you have seen from the lowest heavens up to my throne. For I have created all the armies and all the forces, and there is no one who opposes me or who is insubordinate to me, for all submit themselves to my sole rule and work my sole dominion. And give them the books in your handwriting, and they will read them, and they will acknowledge me as the creator of everything, and they will understand that there is no other God except myself. And let them distribute the books in your handwriting, children to children, and family to family, and kinsfolk to kinsfolk. And I will give you, Enoch, my mediator, my that guy, Michael, sorry y'all, on account of your handwritings and the handwritings of your fathers, Adam and Seth and Enos and Canaan and Mahalalel and Ered or Jared, your father, and they will not be destroyed until the final age. So I've commanded my angels, Uruk and Puruk, whom I have appointed on the earth as their guardians. And I've commanded the seasons so that they might preserve them, so that they might not perish in the future flood which I shall create in your generation. So, are the people on the right working according to their plan, or are they working according to God's plan? Did y'all not just hear what we just read? He said everything that's gonna happen, I planned it. They thinking that they doing this on their own accord. Did not God harden Pharaoh's heart? Did he? But in the end, Pharaoh had to feel the same pain that he inflicted on the Hebrews or the Israelites, did he not? His son got unalive too, did he not? His nephews got unalive, did he not? His uncles got alive, did they not? So you was trying to inflict pain on them and been doing this, but ooh, it's different when it hit your house. It's different when your kids ain't got no food and ain't no clean water to drink. It's different. Oh, okay. Grab your handy dandy notebook. And I need you to go to Revelations 11. Revelations 11. Excuse me. NIV, please. Let me know when you over there. You said race you there, meanwhile. You know what? Patty, well, come on in here. Hurry up. You get on over there. You get on over there now, okay? Just have a seat. Here we go. I was given a reed like a measuring rod and was told, go and measure the temple of God and the altar with its worshipers, but exclude the outer court. Do not measure it, because it has been given to the Gentiles. They will trample on the holy city for 42 months. And I will appoint my 2 witnesses, and they will prophesy for 1,260 days, clothed in sackcloth. They are the 2 olive trees and the 2 lampstands, and they stand before the Lord of the earth. If anyone tries to harm them, fire comes from their mouths and devours their enemies. This is how anyone who wants to harm them must die. They have the power to shut up the heavens so that it will not rain during the time that they are prophesying. And they have power to turn the waters into blood and to strike the earth with every kind of plague as often as they want. I don't think they out, but what if they are out already and we don't know? not saying they are. But what if they here already? And they're keeping it. That we didn't even know that they was rioting for us in the other. And y'all remember on Left Behind, they tried to shut off the TV so nobody could hear them and nobody could see and nobody knew who they were. And we got plague after plague after plague. I'm not saying they here, but it's like, ooh. They shut off the TV so nobody knew that they was in Jerusalem. Lots of cases of TB, the swine flu, COVID, norovirus. I ain't saying they here, but it sure feel like they on their way if they not. I saw that. They said it's never been a TB outbreak like that. Keyword. Anybody want to tell me what it means? What it is? What's the keyword? Never. Y'all hearing a lot of nevers? Who's been hearing a lot of nevers in the last month and a half, 2 months? Interesting. God told us even what word to look for. Did he not 3 years ago? He said, when you start hearing never a lot, you need to be not alarmed, but aware. Didn't he? He told us never is the word you need to have your ears trained to hear. Hold on, never. Wait a minute. What's the never happened before? Okay. Trying to tell y'all. Here we go. It says, now when they have finished their testimony, the beast that comes up from the abyss will attack them, overpower and kill them. So they waited over 6,000 years or 5,000 years to be unalived for real. Their bodies will lie in the public square of the great city, which is figuratively called Sodom in Egypt, where also their Lord was crucified. Golgotha. It's right outside of Jerusalem. They gonna die in the same place Jesus did. Enoch and Elijah. Only reason they want to be over there on the Gaza Strip is because they want the giant DNA. Moving on. Here we go. All right. Ooh. It says, for 3.5 days, some from every people, tribe, language, and nation will gaze on their bodies and refuse them burial. The inhabitants of the earth will gloat over them and will celebrate by sending each other gifts, because these two prophets had tormented those who lived on earth. But after the 3.5 days, the breath of life from God entered them, and they stood on their feet, and terror struck those who saw them. And then they heard a loud voice from heaven saying to them, come up here. And they went up to heaven in a cloud, while their enemies looked on. And at that very hour, there was a severe earthquake, and 1/10 of the city collapsed. 7,000 people were killed in the earthquake, and the survivors were terrified and gave glory to the God of heaven. The second woe has passed, and the third woe is coming. So, did God already tell us the number of people that are going to die in this big earthquake that's going to happen in Jerusalem? We already know. Who keep going over there? Who did they name the Prince of Peace? Who was literally running with the devil? Because Lucifer didn't step down in the building. And remember, that's where he going to make his home at. Is in God's holy city. The Jews' Messiah been out almost 36 months. Come about 60 days from now, he'll be out for 3 years. And it said in the second half of the 3 years, it was going to be an economic crash, food famine, the water was going to be bad, civil war was going to break out. Do we see it? I've known y'all 3 years. Y'all met him the same year y'all met me. Sounds real nowish. He came out the same year God put me out to the world, he put him out to the world, did he not? Y'all found me in February. He showed up in the end of March, beginning of April, a month later. We made it to our 3 years. He about to make it to his. And 42 months from the end of March of 2022 is what time? Because have y'all noticed they ain't said nothing else about him? You ain't heard nothing about him. Yesterday, Pharaoh released a hold on sending 2K pound fireworks to interesting. Ain't heard nothing about him. He's supposed to come out and be the Messiah and give everybody peace, remember? What is 42 months from the when is 42 months from the end from the end of March 2022? Remember, it had to be food crisis, so people look at him as a savior. They not gonna have no food. They not gonna have no nothing. Remember? It's a real thing, Pumpkin. It's about to go down, Sarah. What's 42 months from the end of March, from March 27, 2022? What's 42 months? What date is 42 months from that date? And we just doing a roundabout because we don't know specifically. September 2025. In the 9th month? What does the number 9 mean again? Nine, not 7. Did they change it? Because it's been divine intervention for a very long time. So now it's completion and fulfillment? Where have I been? So 7 is not completion anymore? 8 new beginnings? 9 divine intervention? Okay. You said then you add 2. Cheryl! She said, and if you add 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 5 is 9. Oh my God. Well, I'm going to just put an end on class right there. I'm going to go find me something to eat. I'll see y'all in a little bit. Okay. God's math is, my toes fell off the bed. I'm trying to tell you. So listen here. Ooh. mm. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I don't know what else to say after that. I'm gonna go. Right. Alrighty then. Listen, I'll be back. I got some stuff I gotta go do, and yeah, my baby. I got a September baby too, and her name means God is answered, and she's born the last day of September. So yeah, I get it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, let me tell y'all this. We started out a little rough and emotional, but that's okay. And there are some other pages that we're going to read over, but hopefully today, us skipping around in Enoch, right? Somebody that wrote these books 5 or 6,000 years ago, okay, is about to be alive again and walking through the streets of Jerusalem. And we will get to see it. Aren't we happy we know who Enoch and Elijah are? So when they start saying that there is this impossible thing that's happening, that men, when they speak, fire comes out. This is where the fire breathers. See, the devil always try to steal what God do. Enoch and Elijah is the real fire breathers. But Lucifer, they got to put something in their mouth for it to come out. As soon as they speak, they spit in that fire, literally. Literally. We're getting ready to see this. We are getting ready to see what we have studied and read we're seeing it already, but even more of it is getting ready to come to pass. We don't know who, because all the hair on my body is standing up. All the hair on my body. What if they show up in the 42 months? What if they show up in September? When old boy has been here for 42 months, roughly, that the world has known about him. Because they knew he was here, but the world has known about him for in September. It'll be 42 months since he was made public to us. And they have to speak out against him, which means he got to be getting ready to be revealed too. Because they are the ones that are going to be telling people that he is not the Christ. Even then, people will still have the chance to receive his gift, and people will still reject him. Come on. Yeah, all the hair on my legs is standing up too. I saw somebody say that. It's going up and down like this. All the hair on my legs is standing up from my knees down, baby. It's just going up and down, up and down, up and down. Yeah. So we about to see some stuff. We about to see some stuff. You said my grandbabies are 9 and 7. Okay. We about to see some stuff. Keep your eyes open so we can see you coming. There goes that knot in my stomach, girl. All the hair on my legs is standing up. I kid you not. And it's like I can feel it touching my sweats. I can feel it touching my sweats. We right here together though. At least we know it's coming together. You said I'm grateful to be alive now. Yep, my heart is thumping. Come on now. My stomach is twisted. Ooh, my toes is wiggling. My stomach, my chest, I feel it. Well, this where we at. And yes, it's crazy, but we is here, and we is kind, and we is trying to understand. So, Dad, please help us when we see these things. Come on, now you know. Look, now you know why Ezra was praying what he was praying. Why am I holding myself rocking back and forth? Baby, you said the bathroom break is real. Listen. I'm telling y'all, I was doing that today when I was talking to my cousin. My neck went to sweating. My head has been standing. Your hair has been standing on end since class started. Interesting. I'm squeezing my comforter. Right. Like, ooh, okay. So this is go. Got it. All the hair on my body is standing up. You said I'm holding myself too, Queen. Listen. You said I walk turtles now. Bye. I'm going to go on and walk my turtles. She said, I'm about to go on and walk my turtles. I'm about to go. I think I forgot to walk my turtles. Go get that leash. We about to go outside. At least we know, though. At least we know. And we know what to expect. Somewhat. And is it going to be terrifying? Absolutely, because God has said he's terrifying God. So we about to see. We is about to see. Listen, we all rocking about the same on the floor. Look. Right. Listen. Okay. That part, the Hunger Games of the world. I'm trying to tell you, yep, when I figured out the other day it would be September, my whole body was shaking badly. And my baby daddy said I was tripping. Interesting. Your whole body went numb. Well, look here. And now y'all see why I said I did not want to be trapped in no holes with no woe is me people. I need you to wake up, pay attention, and figure out what we got to do. You hear me? You hear me? It's time out for woe is me. It's time out. Now it's strap your boots up. Apply all the knowledge that God has given us before y'all came to WOIU. If it's useful and the information you use here, it is all for right. Come on, Queen. It's all for right now. You hear me? It's all for right now. Got my cigarette stressed out. You know what? I didn't even, girl. You said, let me go get me a cigarette because I am stressed out. Listen. Mm-hmm. This confirms my conversation about protection for my family this morning. Put your iron drawers on. Come on, auntie. I know I'll be falling on my knees giving praise. Come on. Come on. Come on. You said, like that lady said, ain't nobody got time for that. Don't. So, we here. God has made us aware. Everything they're doing, everything that Trump is doing, it did not catch us off guard. Because God told us, especially the last 6 months prior to now, there were certain things that we needed to do. There were certain things, and he told us December, did he not? He told us you need to have as much as you can before December 31st. He told us. All things have a time frame. Come on, Mari. Come on. And guess what? Now look at this. That's a good point. Because 6 months ago when I was telling people that, they was like, I got time. I'm going to wait till I get my taxes. I'm going to wait till I'm going to do this. And they blew money on other stuff. But has that time frame gone? Whatever you could have got it for 6 months ago, you can't get it for now. You said the expiration date has arrived. Think about that, though. Whatever you could have got it for 6 months ago, you can't get it for now unless God blesses you to find it on a crazy deal, especially after 2 days from now, especially after 2-3 days from now. You said, as surely as grandma's wigs. Remember I said, it ain't that you ain't going to be able to get it, but if you don't move when God is telling you to move, and do you know what I see a lot of people saying on our old house? They thought they had more time. Still can get over 60 eggs for $40+. That's crazy. It's a lot of people saying they thought they had more time. Still can't get an eggs. Come on. Come on. You hear me? It's crazy to see people saying, I wish I had more time. I wasted time. You said chicken wings, $40. And the halt of HIV medication and programs has been halted. I saw that. I gotta pee, y'all. Hold on. Woo! I've been trying to hold it. I can't. I saw that. It's a whole bunch of other medicine they halted too. Okay, Sam, sorry about that. I was trying to hold on till I can hold that number. I'm about to go. So, you said, yep, came through on my phone while in class. Yeah, I saw that earlier today. And didn't our thing say get 6 months worth of your medications? No peddling on the carpet. That part, nephew, I had to make it quick. I was just at the store and had to pay $10 for a dozen eggs. Some people are paying more than that. Some people paying $15. I just got a notification yesterday that they are closing down the food pantry up the street because it brings too much traffic. Did we talk about it, Queen? Yep, my neighbors have been asking me if I'm okay because all the preparation, they think I'm crazy, but they're lost and confused. Yeah, I got about a year worth of mine on accident. Uh-oh. That part. Oh, you they gave you the wrong amount of your medicine and now you good. Come on, nephew. Family, have you heard Walgreens is going out of business? Yes, all of them are. We knew this though. That's why they was closing them. The farm here is shutting down. Interesting. Did we know that the food banks were going to close? I also heard that after today, there's no free lunch. There's no after school or before school programs. Or they're halting them, should I say. They're halting them. Not no more, but they're halting them. Okay. Section 8, food stamps, all of that stuff. All of it. God told us that all of these things were going to go away. Did he not? You know what people are getting ready to be forced to do? In a crazy time. Guess what they about to have to be forced to do? WIC. Your kids don't even want to go to school no more. That part. So much access, we talked about it. Listen, the crazy thing is he thought enough of us to tell us. Income taxes, and we just talked about that yesterday. Oh yeah, I saw that too. Yeah, talking about kids need to pay for their own food. What you mean? Y'all done made food so expensive, how they gonna eat at home? Be happy God taught you to make stuff from scratch. I don't care what nobody say. I told y'all, I just told my daughter today. I said, I'm so grateful we had to struggle and go through the things that we went through when I was having y'all and stuff like that, because I would not, I would have never thought to make bread. I would have never thought to make pasta. I would have never thought to learn how to make butter. If I was not going through the things that I was going through at that time, those things would have not been important. But now they are so valuable. They are so freaking valuable to learn that if I ain't got no milk and eggs, if I got mayonnaise, I mean eggs and oil, if I got mayonnaise, I'm good. And if I got some sour cream, I can put some water in there and still make some cornbread. You hear me? I told y'all while all them folks was out there going to them gourmet dinners, I said learn to make that gourmet dinner at home and save your money. Yeah, right. It's a lot of people. Listen, this is the thing. A lot of people are being forced into trying to learn how to trust God now. Now, when stuff is crazy every day. Not that they can't learn, but they about to have to learn quickly. You hear me? How to live on a budget. I'm seeing it all on the other social media. Everybody's like, don't buy anything you don't need, and do this and coupon. Remember, everybody was too good for couponing. They was too good to go to the Goodwill. They was too good. They was too good to go to the food banks. Remember, how many times have I had to argue people down about you need to be trying to stock as much food? Like I was yelling at my daughters too. I'm like, I've been telling y'all for 3 years to go to them food banks. Y'all said y'all went 1 or 2 times. I mean, you said they are forced to come out into the wild, outside. I'm trying to tell you. Y'all don't think people about to be fighting over food in the store? Not right now. But we don't know what it's going to look like in 2 months. That was me too good to go to the food pantry, but then I got humbled and became a regular. I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell you. And now I bet you happy you did, because look at what's going on. Look at what's going on. Ain't gonna remember I told you, I said you ain't gonna be over measuring now. You gonna measure to the T, and you ain't about to be trying to mess nothing up, because stuff is gonna be too valuable. I shop with my head on a swivel when I walk my groceries to my car. I'm trying to tell you. The way they were acting over Popeye sandwich, I can only imagine when there's nothing in the store. Come on. Yes, I've been going for a whole year. Read my journal entry from last year the other day. I'm trying to tell you. They about the government. He's shutting down all the government agencies. Pumpkin, who gonna process them? Yep, I seen videos of people from the upper class trying to learn how to grow and make things. Yep. So I'm gonna go, y'all, because I need to go eat. I love y'all. I will talk to y'all later. I love y'all. We might get back on later on this evening. We'll see how the day go. Okay? Love y'all. You're welcome. Love you too, Jamila. Hasta luego. I don't even know if I said that right. See you later. Love y'all.